So good morning friends. Today we will see three-dimensional heat conduction equation for Cartesian coordinates. Okay. Now in exam, always there is a question about the three-dimensional heat conduction equation for 8 marks. Okay. But they may ask about Cartesian coordinates or uh, spherical coordinates. Okay. Sorry, cylindrical coordinates. So first we will see Cartesian coordinates system and cylindrical coordinate system is also same. There is a little bit of change in there. Okay, you can easily understand that. So first of all, we will consider one element. Okay, the element, it is a part of a one material with one cubical element having dimensions dx, dy and dz. Okay, now what is dx? Dx, it is the length of that element along the x direction. Dy, length of element around y direction, and dz, it is a length of element around z direction. Okay, so due to this, the volume of our element is dx, dy and dz, and area we are using, it is area is equals to dx dy for z direction, then dy dz for x direction, and dx dz for y direction. Okay, we will see that. So first of all, we are dividing our equation in 4 parts. Okay, in first part we are applying the Fourier's law for that element. Okay, now consider a small element of dimension dx, dy, dz as shown in figure. Now heat conducted into the differential element in x direction is given by the Fourier's law. Now what is our Fourier's law? It is heat flux in any direction is directly proportional to temperature gradient present in that direction. Okay, now heat flux means heat flow per unit area. So here we are having, if we are having Qx, it is the heat flow along the our whole material, entire material, and we are assuming dqx, it is the small amount of heat conducted into the element. Okay, now so applying Fourier's law, we are getting dqx divided by a equals to minus kx dou t by dou x. Now that minus sign indicates that heat flow is in negative direction, that is high temperature to low temperature. Okay, so after arranging the terms, we are having dqx equals to minus kx dou t by dou x a. Now that a be the area. Now if we will see the figure, then for x direction the perpendicular area is of square 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, in figure you can easily see that we are marking some corners as 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that 1, 2, 3, 4, it is the area through which heat is conducted inside the element in x direction. So area, that area is equals to, from 3 to 4 we are having length dy, and from 1 to 4 we are having height dz. Okay, at left hand side you can see that dz. So we are having area equals to dy into dz. So put that area inside equation number 1, we are getting dqx equals to minus kx dou t by dou x into dy dz. Let us say this is our equation number 2. Okay, this is our first part. Now in that part again we have to calculate the heat conducted out of the element. Okay, first we are calculating heat conducted into the element. Now heat conducted out of the element in x direction. Okay, now as per the fundamental principle of differentiation, dou by dou x of f of x equals to f of x plus dx minus f of x divided by dx. Now we are applying this differentiation principle for our equation. So we are getting dou by dou x of dqx equals to dqx plus dx minus dqx divided by dx. Okay, so after simplification we are getting dqx plus dx is equals to, okay, equals to minus kx dou t by dou x plus dou by dou x of kx dou t by dou x into dx, and out of the and then we are having dy dz. Okay, so this is the amount of heat conducted out of the element. Now net amount of heat conduction is the difference between heat conducted into the element and heat conducted out of the element. So after subtracting dqx minus dqx plus dx is equals to, finally we are getting our answer in equation number 4, that is dou by dou x of kx into dou t by dou x dx dy dz. Okay, now that kx is the conductivity along the x direction, and we are obtaining that equation number 4 for it is also for the x direction. Now similarly, heat conducted, net amount of heat conducted in y direction and z direction, which is equals to dou by, we are just replacing x by y, so it is dou by dou y ky into dou t by dou y into dx dy dz. Okay, similarly for z direction, dou by dou z kz dou t by dou z into dx dy dz, equation number 6. Okay, so this is the net amount of heat flow in particular direction, either in x direction or y direction or z direction. So the net amount of heat flow by the whole element is nothing but the addition of these three directional heat flows, okay, or direction heat conduction. So we are just adding our equation number 4, equation number 5 and equation number 6. Okay, now after adding, we are having one common point, dx dy dz. It is a common point in between these three equations. That's why we are just keeping the dx dy dz common and all other terms in addition. So we are getting equation net amount of heat flow in by the element equals to equation number 7, dou by dou x kx dou t by dou x plus dou by dou y ky dou t by dou y plus dou by dou z kz dou t by dou z into dx dy dz. Okay, this is our equation number 7. So our first part is over. We are just applying the Fourier's law and principle of differentiation there, and we are finding the net amount of heat flow from that element. Now second, now let q bar, it is a amount of heat generated per unit volume. Therefore heat generated in differential element is equals to, okay, simple, q bar, we are assuming q bar, it is a amount of heat generated per unit volume. Okay, now our volume is equals to dx into dy by into dz. That's why total amount of heat generated inside the element q1 is equals to q bar into dx into dy into dz. Okay, simple. So this is our step number 2. Okay, so first we have to remember, apply the Fourier's law for x direction and then finding the net amount of heat flow by the net amount of heat flow in x, y and z direction. In second step, we have to just calculate the net amount of heat generated by the element. Okay, now third step, it is about internal energy. Okay, when heat is flowing inside the element, then there must be change in our internal energy. Now that change in internal energy is nothing but the rate of change of internal energy per unit volume. Okay, now that is rho Cp into dou T by dou T, where rho is the density of material, Cp is the specific heat. Okay, so rate of change of internal energy through differential element, total differential element equals to rho Cp dou T by dt into dx dy dz. So in next step, we are applying the energy balance equation for the element. Okay, now we are knowing that energy neither be created nor be destroyed. So whatever energy flowing plus whatever energy generating, which is equals to change in internal energy. Okay, so we are just equating these three equations, that is equation number 7, equation number 8 and equation number 9. Okay, so after putting all these three equations, we are having dx dy dz common throughout. So we are just cancelling dx dy dz throughout, and we are getting our answer as rho Cp dou T by dou T into is equals to into bracket dou by dou x of ky sorry, dou by dou x of kx dou t by dou x plus dou by dou y of ky dou t by dou y plus dou by dou z of kz dou t by dou z plus bracket complete plus q bar. It is amount of heat generated per unit volume. So this is our differential equation for the heat conduction in Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, now just you have to remember our 4 steps. First stage is applying Fourier law to the element, calculate the net amount of heat flow by the element. Then second, calculating net amount of heat generated inside the element, and third one, applying the internal energy equation. Okay, so we are just now calculating or finding the differential equation for the Cartesian coordinate system. Now there is a same process or same steps through which we can calculate this equation for the cylindrical coordinate systems. Okay, there only just little small change when we are writing the equation. At that time you can easily recognize it. Okay, now in exam there is always a question about either about the Cartesian coordinate system or cylindrical coordinate system. Okay, for 8 marks. In each and every alternate exam they are alternately asked about write a 3-dimensional heat conduction equation for the Cartesian coordinate or for the cylindrical coordinate. Okay, thank you.